Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this short LinkedIn live session hosted by SALT.agency. My name is Dan Taylor, and today I am going to be discussing a very sensitive topic for October because today is 10 weeks exactly until Christmas Day. Please don't hate me, I am just a messenger of what is a calendar fact. So today, what I want to be discussing, obviously, 10 weeks is a very short time period to get anything kind of done in terms of SEO or anything kind of meaningful, especially with code freezes usually come up around the holiday period, key members taking leave, that kind of thing. But what I want to kind of go over is some last minute e-commerce kind of SEO tips you can get ready for the holidays, not only just for Christmas, but even early as kind of your Black Friday, Cyber Monday, even Super Saturday, the last Saturday before Christmas. So I want to start off looking at some just basics around this. So for many online retailers, November and December are the busiest time of year. They're crucial to business because kind of like a Pareto principle, a high proportion of revenue and a high proportion of sales will likely come during this period. And a lot of the revenue, not just for the quarter, but for the H2 of the financial year, can hinge on just a short period of time and making sure you have present. So according to Statista, consumers are beginning to start their shopping even earlier and earlier. So this 10-week period, which I'm talking about, is getting even more crucial. It's getting even more important to try and make the most of all the little quick wins and low-hanging fruit. I hate that phrase, but you actually can do this period. So consumers are now actually starting to begin their shopping well before the holiday spirit. So I mean, okay, I went into Walmart's and the other grocery stores early on the weekend. We've already got Christmas candy and Christmas goodies out, but I need not even Halloween yet. But people have started buying gifts as early as November, and people like me, I've actually bought some in September and October because I actually want to be prepared this year. So then let's look forward to what we actually predict 2024's Christmas period will look like. Artificial intelligence is likely going to play a big role. Rufus has just been rolled out on Amazon in the UK and has been across globally for a while, and that's going to impact the user journey. That's going to impact how users are purchasing things. AI-powered solutions are just going to enhance everything, whether it's chatbots, personalization, content production. It's going to be impactful. This is going to be an interesting holiday period, especially as we're quite early in the adoption curve for AI technologies with a main mass market. We're going to probably get a little taste. So it's probably going to be too soon to come out in sort of January, February, March and kind of say, oh, AI didn't impact us too much, because in my opinion, AI is yet to cross the chasm into large and mainstream adoption. It's still with the early adopters and the innovators on a product adoption bell curve. The second key theme that we're seeing come through for 2024 is that affordability is going to be a top priority. So low-cost apps like your Temus, your Sheins, they're already making large impacts into market shares across different verticals due to their broad spectrum of products. And with Rufus on Amazon as well, doing price comparisons and things like that, we anticipate they're going to take a large element of market share as well. So it's important to understand what your strategy is to deal with this and how that's going to impact your overall brand perception, brand visibility. And if it just comes to a price war, you're always going to lose out on some price wars because price is obviously just not a marketing metric, but an operations metric and made up of different elements. Additionally, we actually still continue to think online shopping will dominate. This is going to be down to a lot of added value propositions that a lot of retailers put on. So free shipping, fast delivery, click and collect, the kind of real avoidance of having to leave the house and go and manually hunt and pursue products and then cart them home themselves. So with that in mind, and what we actually see change is going to be in terms of predictions and how AI is going to impact stuff, with 10 weeks left, what can we really do over sort of the next 4 or 5 weeks to try and make the most of this situation? And obviously, if you've been planning for this, you should have been planning for Christmas back in June, July, and get that content in place, produced, all your marketing stuff aligned with the business goals, aligned with the KPIs and targets for this period. But if you're coming to this late and you kind of want to do that right, what are the little things we can make sure the house is in order on? There's 4 things I kind of want to cover over. First of all is understanding your seasonal SERP variations. So during Christmas and high periods of commercial seasonality, let's call it, the dominant purpose that people are searching for queries changes. We see this in retail, we see this in travel, notably when people enter booking periods for annual events like Oktoberfest or the running of a World Diploma, anything like that. Google will change the search results pages. It will change page one, rotate different search features, change different website source types. It's not then necessarily a case of, well, I've ranked third or now I rank 11th. It's about changing the value proposition to meet that short burst change in user need. You can look back at all your historic data, analyze this, and understand, well, we're going into the holiday period in fifth, but we might actually drop back. So what can we do to actually maintain visibility for this product line, brand visibility across a certain sector? So that's like your gifts for him, gifts for her kind of thing. So that's something important to do, not only from an optimization perspective, but also a reporting perspective, because making sure wider business stakeholders are aware of this and they have an idea of what the risk to the business is on this. You can use things like the Torino scale to communicate that risk visually. It saves you kind of going into that meeting at the end of November and saying, well, we've lost ranking on key products. It's kind of you've almost made them aware this is something that's going to happen, and also then put forward well, I need X resource to try and mitigate this. The second thing I want to kind of cover over is how useful your blog and your overall content strategy can be during this period. So there's a real big, I don't want to say desire, but there seems to be a default around the holiday period to turn the blog into basically a sales page and an events kind of echo chamber, deals, everything like that. You really want to try and use the blog to communicate value. So when people are searching for the tangential stuff related to you, so if you're selling, I don't know, I'm going to say beard trimmers, you want to be targeting gifts for men, gifts under $20 for men. You want to really be kind of using that blog around that and not necessarily just using it as a promotional tool to target your existing audience who's coming to the site in the first place. When you are mentioning products, you want to be doing so carefully and sparingly to maintain that authenticity, and also so that Google can actually see what the beneficial purpose of the post is. Google have spoken about beneficial purpose a number of times in the past few months, and really in this kind of context, it boils down to, if you're doing a post on, I don't know, best stocking fillers under $20 for men, you want to try and make sure the main content and the beneficial purpose of that post is actually answering that question, and it isn't just designed to rank for a certain number of queries and push a certain number of products, because that's detectable. It's kind of similar in the SaaS space when, I don't know, you're a CDN provider, and on the dancdn.com I write the 10 best CDNs of 2025 or something like that, and in number one is the Dan CDN, and I have 500-600 words going into great detail, everything on it, and then the other 9 are basically arbitrary chip paper, 3-4 sentences. The beneficial purpose of that isn't to actually provide value for the search queries around that, it's to try and position my CDN as the best. Same thing happens with retail posts and elements like this. You want to make sure the beneficial purpose is clear and it's not just an elaborate sales trick to rank for certain queries. That ties nicely into the third thing I want to cover, and that's making sure that you're targeting the seasonal searches. So depending on what niche or what product line or kind of audience you have, this will vary. Oftentimes, search volumes will be low based on how search volume is typically aggregated, and let's be honest, people don't usually search for Christmas ideas in the middle of summer. So if your tool aggregates search volumes over a 12-month period, they will artificially be lower. But you're not looking for high MSV, you're looking for that one spike in people searching for these kind of queries. So in my opinion, monthly search volumes, average search volumes, things like this kind of don't really matter in this instance, because you're literally wanting to target people for potentially a 2 to 3 week period with this content, and then make sure it's rested and ready to go again next year. So with this, you want to again focus on your beneficial purpose, forget your MSV, try and be authentic with it and actually provide value. Make sure you add in expertise in as well, so it's not just the standard SEO chip paper listicle kind of posts. Like, add in that additional value, weaving real customer reviews, weaving real experiences. Don't just use stock imagery where possible. Make it an authentic piece of content which adds value, and Google will see reward in that. You then want to make sure you're pointing internal links to it. You'll make sure you're distributing through social channels, making sure you actually understand which social channels to over-index with your target audience as well. There's no point putting something out on Facebook if actually Instagram is where your target audience massively over-indexes their time. And then the fourth one is kind of something which I feel goes missed quite a bit, because again, it's not seen with a monthly search volume. It's not seen with the direct SEO ROI even in play. But that's actually making sure you prioritize brand and customer service through your content. So a very common thing which people start doing, especially I start doing, and I'm sure other people kind of watching this will be the same. You find the product, you find the brand. There's two things you probably do. You'll either copy and paste the product name as Google and try to find it cheaper, or you will start typing in company name deals, company name vouchers, company name coupons. You want to make sure that side of the coin in terms of search is covered. Even if you're not offering them, if people are searching for your brand plus coupons, the last thing you want to happen is people will still navigate here, but you want to try and water this and dilute this journey down as much as possible. The last thing you want to happen is people landing on the spammy scraper coupon sites and finding a coupon that worked 2 years ago. They try to enter it to checkout, and even through no fault of your own, because they found a random coupon code on the internet that doesn't work, that is still causing a negative friction point with your company. So you want to make sure that you're visible and ranking for those kind of queries. And even if you're not offering coupons, hammer home that you're offering free shipping, hammer home that you're offering loyalty points, kind of show them that there's different benefits other than kind of getting 5, 10, 15, 10, 25% off. You know what I mean? Making sure that that is kind of hammered home and diluting that negative experience of opening 5 or 6 coupon sites, giving them ad impressions, and then ultimately the user being frustrated because they didn't get free shipping when you probably offered it anyway when it wasn't communicated. Other things you want to make sure are well communicated pre-purchase phase as well. Things like how long will shipping take? If I order now, will it come in time for Christmas? When do I expect it? Because if you've left this last minute and you advertise 3 days shipping, and I've got 5 days before I need to wrap it and put it under a tree, that's great. But if you don't say that, and I'm looking at it as 5 days, I'll probably pay more and go with a different vendor who can guarantee it will come in time. Similarly, things like gift cards, because gift carding as a market is becoming increasingly more popular, especially for people who, like me, who are awkward to buy for. Same thing with if a purchase will arrive, how can they track the order, what is returns policy, especially like what is the return policy when it's a gift, because that can be quite contentious at times, especially if something doesn't fit, and you don't want to be in a situation which I've seen previously where working with a client, if they had gifts returned to them, the original buyer was notified that it had been returned. And unless it's oh, that's great, but it doesn't fit, and you're just returning it because you don't like it, that can cause personal friction. And even again, that is not an interaction with your brand, and that is nothing to do with your actual company. That is a negative connotation that's been associated because you've basically or potentially broken up a friendship. So make sure the website's up to date with all that information, make sure it's visible, make sure it's clear, avoid confusion, simple yes, no, monochromatic answers, and try to not bed it down too much in terms of conditions. Just give people clean, quick answers to high pressure, time sensitive questions like these. So that's everything I wanted to kind of cover in today's kind of brief LinkedIn Live session. If you've enjoyed this LinkedIn Live, please do follow the SALT LinkedIn channel. I'll put the link in the comments below. If you're watching the playback on the YouTube channel, please do consider dropping a like, a comment to let me know what your favorite tactics are around the holiday period to increase organic exposure. And please do subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, please do feel free to reach out to me directly. But otherwise, I want to say thank you very much for watching.